Hey there everyone, it's me, Movie Master. Hope everyone's doing well. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that's been on my mind for the past couple of days, and it's the current writers' strike of 2023. It's very unfortunate that writers have to go on a strike because they're not getting paid their fair share. And this is something that keeps happening every 10 to 15 years, and it's usually always about the same reason. It's because they're not getting paid well, something's coming into the market that's affecting how much they're getting from the pie, the overall revenue that's coming from these movies and these TV shows. And, I wanted to give my thoughts on it and how it can probably be resolved and how writers should start talking about things that are emerging, and I'll be mentioning what they are, that might affect them in the future, and they need to address that now. First, before I get into the topic, if you like movies, TV shows, anything involving entertainment, please give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends. I would greatly appreciate that. Going back to the topic of writers, the last time they had a writer's strike was 2007, 2008, and back then, they were already addressing a problem that they're addressing now, which is streaming. Whether we like to admit it or not, streaming is very popular. That's how most people watch movies nowadays. I'm an old fart who likes to watch movies on DVD and Blu-ray, but I also watch stuff on streaming, I'm not gonna lie. It's very convenient. It's an easy way to watch movies. But unfortunately, at the moment, as it is, writers are not getting as much money as they should for the hard work they're putting into it. Now, we can argue about whether writers are making a lot of poor content, because everyone's complaining there's a lot of poorly written movies in Hollywood and blah, 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 blah. Regardless of all of that, all the TV shows that you watch, all the movies that you watch, theatrically, TV, streaming, they all come from talented writers who put a lot of work into it. And this current strike, in regards to streaming, the same thing happened back in 2007, 2008. They were already mostly addressing the early stages of streaming because it wasn't as big as it is now. Back then it was mostly DVD sales. All of that stuff was so that writers could get paid properly. And now fast forward to 2023, they're getting paid pennies for their work. There's videos that you can watch here on YouTube where writers are sharing how much they're getting paid for streaming platforms versus network television or paid television like HBO and stuff like that, but like the actual channels, not the streaming ones. And they get paid much more money. And the thing is, you would think that this is something that can be resolved rather quickly. Well, the previous strike to the one that we had in 2008, which was 1988, a similar problem was happening, and it was because of cable television. Back then, most people were watching just regular programming, CBS, NBC, stuff like that, but there was an emergence of channels like HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, those big channels that are now on the downfall. Back then, they were very, very popular. So since people wanted to avoid commercials and better programming that's uncensored, they went to HBO, Cinemax, all these channels, which were new at the time. But again, they were affecting the writers because they weren't getting as much money as they were with TV shows for network broadcasting because there wasn't ads. So, and they eventually addressed it. That was actually one of the longest writer strikes, which I believe lasted over 100 days, 157 days or something like that. But the writer's strike before that, 1981, had a similar problem. VHS. VHS was one of the highest selling products of that time because they were becoming cheaper. Even though VCRs were introduced in the late 70s, they started becoming more easily accessible in the 80s. They were cheaper. So again, writers weren't getting paid their fair share. So it's always when a new technology is emerging and it's becoming cheaper. That's what's happening. Every couple of decades, writers aren't getting paid because a new technology is coming about and they're taking too long to address, and I think it's usually on purpose, the fact that they aren't getting paid because someone's getting the money, but it's not the writers. So it's unfortunate. And there's a new technology that's coming about that I hope they address now before it's too late, and that is AI. It's not going anywhere. It's not a fad, just like how the internet wasn't a fad, streaming wasn't a fad, DVD, VHS, all these technologies weren't a fad. The same thing is happening now with instruments like ChatGPT, Google's Brad. These are things that I don't think will eliminate writers altogether, but they need to address now how they're going to be making money in the future with these products. It's going to be complicated, but they have to address it now. My thoughts are that, yes, writers need to be paid 100% what they should be earning, what they want. Give them what they deserve. Don't give them the short end of the stick. It's messed up. Because it's not just writing a movie, it's also rewriting stuff, continuing someone else's written project, or, coming in to write with someone else. It's all of these things. They need to be properly addressed. And how are they going to be resolved? That's the other problem. How are writers going to resolve this with the studios, with the distributors, all of this? I personally don't know. I'm not in the industry, but they have to come to an agreement. And I think, this is just me giving my thoughts out into the air, I think that very much how back in the 90s, cable television, like HBO, Showtime, Cinemax, they started passing on the cost to the consumer of raising prices. Cable television became super expensive after a while, to the point that people started escaping that to go into streaming, and now streaming is becoming more expensive after escaping cable. I think the same thing's going to happen. Costs are going to be passed on to the consumer. And I don't see streaming going anywhere. At the moment, there's nothing new or better. And people love watching TV. They love watching movies. So it's not going anywhere. And whether you like it or not, you're going to be paying a premium. And I think two things are going to be occurring at the same time. And it's nothing new. You're going to have people who have the money to pay the premium to watch stuff without ads. And you're going to have other people, like myself probably, who will watch stuff with ads. And I think that's the best way to address the revenue being properly distributed to everyone. Because that's how it was resolved back in the day. HBO, all these channels, they raise their prices. Same thing now, Netflix is raising their prices. If you think that's, $20 is too much, get ready to pay $25, $30 for Netflix or whichever platforms come about. It's usually they start off really cheap, but they eventually get higher in price. And all of this is correlated to people getting paid their fair share. And if that has to be what needs to be done in order for writers to get paid properly, I'm all for it. So those are my thoughts on the current writer's strike of 2023. Please let me know in the comment section down below, what do you feel about the current writer's strike? How does it compare to the previous years? I want to know about it. Please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, there are several videos that I'm currently working on. There's a video I'm working on for the past couple of weeks, which is about Steven Seagal, the career downfall of Steven Seagal. That's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks. It should have come out several weeks ago, I know, but unfortunately, I just haven't had the time to fully edit that video. And I also have a video talking about the current state of physical media, and I have a video which is going to be ranking all the Hellraiser movies. That's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, so do stay tuned for that. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye.